Welcome in for night 3 of the 2018 Grand Circuit Meet here at the historic Red Mile. Beautiful weather conditions here in central Kentucky on this Saturday evening. Temperatures are in the mid-70s, a fast track, and we'll begin with the sunny skies. If you have out your racing programs, we'll take a look at tonight's changes and programming notes. Not much to report on the 10-race program tonight. Races 1 through 6 are clear. Moving into the 7th race tonight, the start of the $10,000 guaranteed pick 4. We scratched number 6, Major Deception. Once again in the 7th race tonight, scratch number 6, Major Deception. That's your only change of the program tonight. We do want you to note in the 10th and final race tonight, we do have a Super High Five carryover. Again, no one had a Super High Five last night, so we'll begin with the $1,900 carryover in the nightcap for the Super High Five. Once again, good evening. Welcome aboard for night 3 of Grand Circuit Racing action here at the historical Red Mile. I am Gabe Prewitt, and I am pleased to be joined tonight by a very special guest, a 2017 Hall of Fame inductee. It's Gordon Waterstone.
Well, thanks, Gabe, for having me, and I got my Kentucky Blue on tonight as we go over for 5-0.
Yeah, that's well. We'll get right to the brass tacks set here early. What are we going to get there and see Gamecocks tonight?
Yeah, well, they're surprising me. I expect to see another W tonight.
Okay, we'll see. South Carolina, a slight favorite, by the way, coming into Lexington, so we'll all keep our eyes posted on that game tonight. We'll be updating you on that score throughout the night. I believe they kick off at 7:30, and we'll obviously have that on the broadcast in-house if you're on track here with us as well. We've also got big things on track tonight, Gordon, in terms of a handicapping contest. It's just $10 to enter. You enter down at the program stand. You have to be in by the first race. So again, just $10 to enter. You're guaranteed at least $500 for the top spot. They're paying the top 5. I know you're going to be involved in this.
I've already put in a couple entries, and it's a fun contest. I do a lot for the thoroughbred contest that we have now here during the wintertime, a lot on the Turfway races, and it's $2 mythical win and place bets. And tonight it's all 10 races, and while I'll be giving my picks for all 10 races now, obviously my plays later will change if I fall behind, which I hope I don't. But if I fall behind, you start looking for price horses to try to catch up.
If you fall behind, you're going to be looking to punt. There's no question about that with a big number. And talk to us about the strategy on that, because like you said, you'll have your picks, you obviously have your top selections, but when you're in a contest like that, if you're in between a few horses, you pretty much have to watch that tote board, and you're obviously going to want to land on the better price of any of the contenders you think have a shot.
Oh, sure. Later on, if you're starting to slip behind and you want to catch up, you better start picking, 5, 6 to 1s. I finished actually third and almost won the thing earlier this year for about a $1,400 first place prize when I hit a cap horse, which is $42, that I hit just stabbing it. I just picked. There was only 2 horses in the last race at Turfway one night that I could have played to even add a chance, and I picked the right one and hit third, and I qualified for the Tournament of Champions. So
nice.
I'm not bashful to tell you got a lucky break.
Well done. Well, it sounds like they're up against a shark tonight in this contest. You've had some success, but you're right. If you do get behind in one of those contests, you have to start to get a lot of imagination, because you have to come up with some prices to get back into it. A couple of other notes I want to cover before we dive into the handicapping. How about the veteran foiled again? He got his 104th win this afternoon in Shenandoah.
He just keeps on going. Boy, it's too bad we can't see him next year, the 15-year-old, because I think here's a horse that loves to race. I was with him at Delaware, Ohio. I'm sorry he couldn't come up to Lexington, but he has the other commitments. And he just, I think he knows he's a star. I know that in the past he's been a little difficult, but he stood there and took pictures with fan after fan at the Jug Barn at Delaware for 2 days straight.
You got a picture with him, I know.
I took my picture. How could I pass up a superstar passing it? I went there, Mickey Burke just handed me the line, Mickey Burke Jr., and handed me the lines and said, just stand, and the horse just put his head on my shoulder, and just, we took, it was a great moment. The fans just adore this horse, and it's great to see. It's great for the sport, what a great thing for the connections to do.
It is really a great thing. That retirement tour, of course, foiled again, going to be forced into mandatory retirement at the end of this season. The richest standardbred of all time. I believe he's right at the $7.6 million mark. Now, you have been a very busy man over the Grand Circuit season here at the Red Mile, because obviously you're working on the magazine, the Horseman and Fair World. You're obviously putting out the great in-depth coverage on the Hardest Racing Weekend Preview, which is a must-read. I might add each and every week. Also a must-read, though, is your daily column here during the Grand Circuit, Backstretch with Gordon. You can check it out at harnessracing.com. Just really a great column, and you always provide some great insight. It was a muddy morning, I know, for you this morning.
It's been a muddy morning all morning so far. I told my boss, Kathy Parker, I said, I need hazard pay for back there because you go slipping and sliding, and I feel like I'm on the old Michigan roads now with the potholes trying to avoid them back there. It's a mess. It started to dry out today, a little better tomorrow, and then, of course, the forecast for Monday and Tuesday is more rain. But I'm looking forward to tonight. What a great night, Gabe, and tomorrow 80 degrees.
It couldn't be any better. If you're in the area, you've got to come on out and join us tonight. Just picture perfect weather conditions. And you said it, don't forget that early afternoon post time tomorrow, 1 p.m., beautiful weather expected for that blockbuster 12 race card. So without further ado, we'll dive into tonight's action. Gordon, we'll take a look. We've had a lot of parity over the first couple of nights of Grand Circuit racing action. A lot of people think some of the big barns seem to dominate when it comes to Grand Circuit time. But how about this stat? We've had 19 races so far, Gordon. We've had 17 different trainers win races here out of those 19 races.
It's the definition of share the wealth around here so far this meet, and it's been great. The races have been really, really good. Great race calls, of course.
Well, thank you.
And the action, it's been fun. We have some good horses. Great racing tonight, great racing tomorrow, and like even next weekend, I'm looking forward to the Philly Futurity especially. I saw Atlanta this morning. You talked about me in the backstretch. I went back to the Zeron barn. Ernie Henry was there, turning Atlanta out to Philly. Atlanta, Manchego, Faintosa, what a great matchup.
It should be fun. That's going to be quite a contest. We'll actually get a look at Faye Tosif, who's in tomorrow as well. So she'll have a start over the track before that Philly Futurity. It's going to be a fun final week of Grand Circuit racing, but still plenty of action to go. So we'll dive in here to the action. We'll take a look at the opener tonight. This is the first of 5 divisions of the Western Ideal Bluegrass Split for the 2-year-old Pacing Colts. And I know you're back on board here inside of the one Captain Trevor, who finished third in the Kentucky Sire Stakes final. But we can't be too hard on him there for a third place ever, Gordon. That was the fastest mile of the season in North America for 2-year-old Pacers at this point, 1:49.3.
Yeah, the first race to me looks like you can box 1, 2, 3 all day long. The 2 Rock Candy is coming off a world record effort at Delaware for first-year geldings in 51.3. I think that the one Captain Trevor that I picked is going to take the 2-old trip. Andy McCarthy will get the trip and go by him in the stretch. That's the way I'm handicapping it.
And Tony Alagna, by the way, the trainer, he's one of only 2 trainers that do have multiple wins. He has 2, and Jim Campbell has 2 so far. Captain Trevor or Rock Candy, I could honestly be pushed to either one, Gordon. Whoever's the bigger price, I would sign up with. I thought Rock Candy, that he uncorked that vicious mile, as you mentioned there last time at Delaware. And oh, by the way, in the Ohio Sire Stakes final, prior to that, tons of traffic trouble. He was the best that night. He should have won that race, but unfortunately, caught a couple of bad breaks there and ended up second that big money final. So that's a look at the first race. Move on now to the second race. Kicks off the 50-cent pick 5 here tonight. How'd you see things in race 2? I believe you're swinging for a bit of an upset here.
Well, sentimental, I would love to see Captain McKee win from the 9-hole Tony Alagna, named for our great late friend Sam McKee, who passed away a year ago, March. That's a great gesture that Tony and Myron and the rest of the owners have done in naming this horse Captain McKee. 9-hole race super last week and won. But I'm going to go with the one, Smooth Lou. He's 8-1 in the book you made him. Scotty Zeron for Brian Brown. This horse was eligible for the Bluegrass, but in the late closer instead. I'm going to take a shot that's why they're looking for a big win tonight.
Okay, and Smooth Lou was undefeated before that Kentucky Sire Stakes try last time. And he's going to be a bit of a price, and I'm hoping for a big price, or I should say at least a decent price as well. The 3 Native Sweet Lou. Now, this horse has just not been great on the smaller tracks, Gordon. He started his career on the Kentucky Fair Circuit. He struggled to get around some of the fair tracks. He struggled, obviously, last time out at Delaware, but he was completely airborne here on that $50,000 Kentucky Sire Stakes consolation. One of the more impressive closing finishes of that entire program. If you take a moment to watch that replay back, I promise you're going to be very impressed. For our man Chuck Grubbs, who's actually sat in that seat before. Chuck, one of our professional gamblers in the house. He's the trader in Lee C.
Yeah, and that's definitely a horse that's on the improve, and you can see it on the form.
All right, now I agree with you as well. Captain McKee, very logical contender there, race 2 tonight also. Third race tonight kicks off this early pick 3. Another late closing event named in honor of the great Check Me Out trotting mare. And we're both on the same horse here, the 2 Sesame. She had some trot late up the inside of Delaware. And I'm sure you agree with me, Gordon, the 3 Celebrity of Vinci, she may be the favorite in here, but a bit of a concern maybe coming off a scratch sick into tonight.
Yeah, but she's chased the Ohio champion on Pink 2 a couple starts in a row, and that's a filly that I picked in a couple races later on. Been close to her. I just stuck with this horse, and this from post 2 with David Miller driving.
I agree, and we're a bit different underneath. I went outside of the 7 Time Range. She's really bounced back very sharp since returning to treader Noel Daly. A couple of starts back there on the East Coast. The 6 Golden Muscle has been all over the place on those smaller tracks in the New York Sire Stakes circuit. I think she'll be better stretching back into the big track. I know you like the one front to the circle who comes in here for Team Burke, draws post 1.
Yeah, the Yannick driving for Ronnie Burke. What a great spot. Yannick certainly knows his way around the racetrack, and from post 1 in here in a short 7-horse field, he'll definitely have the horse in position, and if he's got clear sailing, watch out for this horse.
Yeah, no question. He will be right there in the mix and the thick of things early on. 4th race tonight, 2nd division of this Western Ideal Bluegrass Series for the 2-year-old pacing colts. And I believe we are together on an ice-cold exacta. How about the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes champion, a son of a rock and roll dance, number 2 Proof, who goes for Diamond Creek Racing. He's been razor sharp of late, never worse than 2nd, down 7 career starts.
You know, if you're going to ask me for my best bet of the night, this is it, Proof. And the proof is right on the form. 2 in a row, 2 huge wins. One at Pittsburgh at the Meadows, and the other one at Hoosier Park last time out. Indiana, just a super horse. Pennsylvania Sire Stakes champion.
And the 8 Magic Joe Liddy, a horse we're both on for 2nd, really got caught in a tough spot there last time at the Kentucky Sire Stakes final, but roared home there, 26-2. Quite a final kick there. You know, he does draw a tough post again tonight, but we know this guy's got some talent as well.
Oh, absolutely. And I look for Andy Miller from the 7, who was my 3rd pick here with Captain Victorious and David with Magic Joe Lindy to get on the outer flow, get going, and make up the ground, and they'll be around.
Okay, that's a look at the 4th race tonight. Big favorite we're staring at there, and Proof. Now, how would you go with that in the handicapping contest? You just tee up Proof, thinking he's a cinch, or are you going to try and take a shot at the better price as far as the contest goes?
This one could be a little difficult. This might, you hate to play favorites. You really do in these kind of contests.
You get 2 entries. You could go, you could
right.
zig
But,
and zag.
but people forget it. If on a win-place bet, if you get a $3.60 win and at $2.80, you're getting $6.40. So it comes into play later. So sometimes you just got to take what you get.
Yeah, that's right. So good luck there. Big favorite there in the 4th race tonight in Proof. 5th race, another late closing event here. This one for the filly and mare trotters. And I really thought the 3, the jumped off the page a bit to me, Gordon. The she's been chasing that top level free-for-all mares in that Miss Versatility series. You go back to her lines, you see Broadway Donna, Dream Together. That just really caught my eye. She's the only 4-year-old in here. She's taking on all 3-year-old fillies, so I thought that gave her a bit of an edge here as well. So I'm all over the Unfortunately, she's a likely favorite.
Yeah, I went a different route in this one. I went with the 8 on Pink 2. Like I said, the Ohio champion. Last year on Pink 2, won the Ohio Sire Stakes champion. Had a little blip before she came to Lexington and then won in 55 and a piece. This year, she won the Sire Stakes final again at 3, but she's coming in off a win this year. So I'll do it. Joe McLeod, I want to see him. He's jumped in the arms of the drivers the last couple times. Peter Wren last year, Kane Kaufman this year. I told him if she wins the night, he can jump into my arms. And hopefully when Joe's son is 12, Will, a great soccer player, got hurt playing the other day. So we want to wish him well on that stuff. And I think a win from I'm Pink 2, let's root for her.
Well, she's been very sharp. Couple of big stakes wins consecutively. And Joe is in the house tonight, by the way. So there's a warning to driver Yannick Gingras. If he gets the job done with I'm Pink 2, Joe may be at his arms there tonight. 6th race closes out the 50-cent pick 5. 3rd split of this Western Ideal for the pacing colts. And we're sort of all over the place here in race 6. Who'd you like?
Well, I see that you went for the maiden out of the outside post. I'm going to go with the best post, number 5. Can't beach that with Scott Zeron. It looks like just a 2-year-old starting to learn a little bit. Didn't mind his manners last week in an untimely fashion with a big purse of $250,000 on the line. Throw that race out, and good form. Doesn't seem to draw well. This is the best time the horse has drawn in over 2 months. So
he's got a lot of talent. There's no question about that. I've been a big fan of his since he started. He didn't appear to be completely comfortable to be in that Kentucky Sire Stakes final, so I'm just not sure what to expect. If we do get his best effort, he's obviously going to be a big-time contender. What do you think about this, though? One of his co-owners, Eddie Gran, that's the Kentucky offensive coordinator. So he's going to be patrolling the sidelines. Is he going to be checking in on the race results too at halftime? What's he going to be doing here?
I was going to say, if you have anything to do with the post times, maybe you can coordinate a little bit so Eddie can watch over from the locker room. Maybe they'll be far enough ahead that he can take a breather and and say, all right, offense, you're on your own. I got a race to watch.
Eddie may have bigger fish to fry tonight, but he loves to be here at the Red Mile. I know he would love to be here to watch his pride and joy. Can't beach that. Go in race 6 tonight. 7th race, it's our favorite time of the night, Gordon. It's pick 4 time. Last night's pick 4, we had well over 13,000 in the pool. We do scratch a 6 major deception here in the 7th race. Seems to be a jump ball, at least in my mind, between the 4 working on a mystery and the 5 blood money.
Well, I'm gonna say they're working on the mystery and blood money. Like you said, 1-2, they're going to line up 1-2, and the way they're going to finish. I've been impressed by working on mystery. I saw the horse last week at Delaware, and it looked awesome. Just looked off. Sat behind his stablemate, Air Force Hanover, who was just in the race before, and my second pick. I just look for this horse to come right back.
And I think that's important to note, because before we have to play this pick 4, we're going to see Air Force Hanover race in the 6th race. Now, if Air Force Hanover was to come out and race extremely well there in race 6, we'd have to add even more credit to the 4 working on a mystery. So I think that's worth noting, that we're going to get a look there at the horse he defeated last time. Of course, Blood Money has been very consistent there as well. So maybe a couple of favorites there to slide down to kick off that pick 4 tonight. 8th race, named in honor of the great pacing mare Bedroom Confessions. We've got a field of 8 here and a competitive group. We both landed on the same horse. It's likely going to be a pretty decent number here, number 3, Firestorm.
Fresh horse, second start back off of a layoff, off a good race coming back. So I look for some improvement, and I think the winner's circle tonight.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking the same thing. The only thing that did concern me a bit, I must admit, was Dave Miller opted off to the other Brian Brown trainee, the 8 McVenus. But I agree with you. This horse obviously has had some issues. Like you said, it's just her 3rd start of the year, 2nd start off a big layoff. So I think she's got a lot of upside potential. And this is a type of race where really nothing completely stands out. So I'll go to the 3 Firestorm with you as well, and hopefully we'll get a decent price there in tonight's 8th race. 9th race, we kick off the late double. It's the 5th and final bluegrass split for these 2-year-old pacing colts. How'd you see race 9?
Well, I'm going to go with first-time Lasix horse out of the barn of Tony Lania, the 7 odds on Boca Raton. Have been racing okay. Tony put the horse on Lasix, winning qualifier. I'll look for a winning effort tonight.
Yeah, the qualifier was very good on a track that was well off, I might add. We know odds on Boca Raton can hold his own with very top-level company. It's great to see the Cancelleri brothers back in town with us here at the Red Mile. They've got the 2 Love Me Some Lou, who comes off a very nice win over Captain Victorious there, and then one of those Liberty Bell splits at Philly. I'm going to use her, and I'm going to admit, Gordon, I'm usually not a big Cub fan from Post 8. Obviously, I'm a Dodgers guy, as you know, but I'm rooting for the Cubs badly because they need to beat St. Louis this weekend so my Dodgers can make the playoffs.
Yeah, boy, if the Dodgers lose, Gabe's tough to be around, so anything we can do to help him out.
Yeah, I could be a very sour individual if things don't go the Dodgers' way here this weekend. So we'll see how that shakes out. 10th race tonight going to be one of the features in terms of wagering, because we've got a super high 5 carryover, nearly $2,000. It's $1,900 and change. Heading into the 10th race tonight, we've got a big favorite in the 12-horse field, the 8 Kissin' in the Sand. She's been at or near the head of the class all season.
She's an outstanding filly. I have her in my top 10 in the weekly poll that I vote on for every week. This is as close as a regional final as you can get, because we have the 1 Dance Blue, the Kentucky Sire Stake final. We have the 6 Baron Remy, the Ohio champion, and we have the 8 Kissin' in the Sand, Pennsylvania champion. So we're going to find out who's best tonight.
And we'll battle of territories. By the way, speaking of Sire Stakes champions, I'm going to give you a live long shot that you must include in that high 5 tonight. By the way, if you're buried in the contest late, this may be your horse to get out on. It's the 7 Bandstand. Now, she was a 2-year-old Kentucky Sire Stakes champion. She just had not been herself of late this season, but that's Kentucky Sire Stakes final. Gordon, she was loaded at 68-1. If she could have gotten through there, I think she was going to win easily that afternoon. She had some bad luck. She's going to be a boxcar bomber price tonight, and I think she's worth including there in that tie 5.
Yeah, that would have been the bang of the night on the Kentucky, or the afternoon for the Kentucky Sire Stakes if that horse would have won at 68-1.
She got had very tough luck there, just could not thread through. But again, that was the first time we've seen her finish up with an abundance of pace. So that's a look at tonight's card. We are happy to have you on board with us. We wish you the best of luck if you're on track tonight or join us across that simulcasting network. Don't forget, early program tomorrow. It begins at 1 p.m. Go Cats, horses on the track shortly for the opener.